Hello there! Today we are going to learn about picture composition. Well, yes, there is an interesting drawing in our book. Why don't we see what that is? Well, this is an interesting drawing where we see a beautiful scenery and a picture composition, which means the placement of human beings in a certain way when it comes to the distance they are at. So, let's start by making this entire drawing. At first, we will only make the part which is already available in the book. So, let's trace it together. Yes, we need to do it right on top of the one which we see right here. Let's make the borderline. And then make all the other things in a similar way. Once we are done with that, we will start filling the intricate details in this entire drawing. Go ahead by making the bushes and these plants which are on the road. Once we are done with that, let's start making our human figures. Well, yes, the human figures which are placed here are the biggest. So, let's make them like that. Let's see the proportion of the small boy and then the woman who's standing next to him. The boy is small and hence he is going to be definitely shorter than the woman which we are making right here. Also, we see him doing some action. Let's make the sari of this lady slowly and nicely. Go ahead and make the fabric nicely. Yes, it might have some wrinkles, so let's make it that way. And now we will make another girl who's holding her mother's hand and walking. Hence, let's make this nicely. They are almost overlapping each other. Hence, we will make it just like that. Once we are done with that, let's go ahead by making more such plants. Next up, we are going to make this lady who's walking right here. Well, she is at a distance. Hence, she is going to be way more smaller or will appear to be smaller when she is further away. We have someone further away in the distance. Hence, that person will look even smaller. Yes, this is how perspective works. The further you go in the picture, the smaller you look. The closer you are in the picture, the bigger you look. Let's go ahead and make these small details in the drawing. Let's show them doing the action of walking. That's lovely. Finally, let's make this man here. Oh well, yes, it seems like a small boy playing with a ball. So, let's make that. Go very slow while making it. And now, let's start by making the background, wherein we will make a lot of greenery. Go ahead and make this temple right here. You can give it a lot of intricate details with making the pole or the staircase, the door and the window. Continue making it slowly and nicely. That's brilliant. Let's make these bushes right here. And then give detailing to the tree. Let's make the road a little 3D and now start by making these bushes right in front. Well, as they are close to us, they are very big in size. Go ahead and make 2 overlapping sizes like this. That's wonderful. Now we will make the fence right here. Again, it needs to be smaller as it's away in the distance. Let's make these intricate details in this beautiful tree right here. Well, yes, it can be abstract and you can make it wherever you like. Try and replicate the drawing which is already there in your book. Just in case you can't do so, that is completely alright. You can make it just like how you like. Continue making small curves and complete this entire tree. Once we are done with that, we will start by making the birds right here. One of the birds is closer to us, hence it is seen completely, and the rest of them are away from us, hence they are very small. That is amazing. Now we will erase all the overlapping parts so that we can paint this nicely and we don't have to erase it later. Let's take some green color. Add extra water to it so that we can use this paint for washing at first. We will create a layer of light green everywhere where we see green. This This is going to make our painting process faster and easier. It is alright if you're overlapping it on other sections as well. Take a flat, round brush for this one, but make sure the most important thing is the size of the brush. It needs to be big so that your painting is faster. Complete all the areas where you see green color. After that, let's take blue color and start doing this water right here. You need to be very careful while painting this. After which, we are going to do the sky. Once we are done with major part of the background, it gets easier and faster for us to paint the rest of the things. Once we are done with that, let's take dark green color and start painting inside the tree. You're right, we will be starting to give details to our drawing now. Go very slow while painting this and make sure you do not leave any spaces. You can go ahead and color in a circular motion as well. It is going to create a sort of texture which is going to make it look very interesting. Next up, we will take olive green color and do it in these parts in the center. It is going to make it look very natural. Let's take brown and then add it with the olive green color. To give it a beautiful shade, we are going to do the bottom part a little darker and then use water to smudge it on top. This is going to give us a beautiful shade on top of the mountains. Next up, continue painting the next mountain with brown and green mixed. It's such a different shade. Looks very interesting. Take another set of green and do this top part. Well, yes, we need this to be a little darker as compared to the bottom part. Hence, we are going to take the light green and do another layer of it right here. After which, let's take dark green color and do this bush right here. This is lovely. Continue doing the greens wherever required. This part needs a lot more detailing as it's right in front. So let's take a thin brush and start painting these bushes. We will only paint the front part with dark green. The back side can be done with light green. Make sure you keep your book in such a way that you do not keep your hand on the wet parts. There are chances that the painting might smudge, so be very careful and try keeping your hand out of the book whenever you're painting. Make sure you move your book in such a way. Continue doing the mountains and then the rest of the parts. Again, we need to keep our book in such a way wherein our hand rests out of the book. Slowly and nicely do the brown part for the bark of the tree. And then use the darker brown only at few sections for the other bark. We will be blending or mixing two colors right here, the second one being ochre color. Let's mix these two colors to get a beautiful shade. This looks lovely, isn't it? Next up, we are going to do this road with ochre color, but we'll make sure that we use a lot of water and less of paint, just like how we did the wash previously. Continue doing more of greens. This is a very detailed drawing. Hence, you need to be very alert as to where you're doing which color. There are times when you may miss out a certain things. Just for example, how we missed out these flowers right here. So, it is completely alright. All you have to do is take your pink color and make these flowers directly. Just in case if you feel that you've missed out on something, please don't worry. You can add it as and when possible. Let's start painting the temple now. Also, if you notice one thing, we haven't made any facial expressions for the people. All we have to do is paint it and after that make it with a micro tip pen. This process gets a little easier. Let's make this thin line of our road with dark ochre color. It gives a beautiful shadow effect. Let's make these two lines with brown so that they look like the bark of the tree. That's wonderful. Continue doing all of these spaces and complete all of them in a similar way. Once we are done with the entire background, we will start by painting the human figures. You're right. The background is the most intricate and detailed part, and that also covers the major of our drawing. Hence, we always finish that first as it's time taking and then go ahead with the smaller spaces, which are the human bodies. Go ahead and paint it very nicely. Let's take yellow color now. And make sure that you use a very thin brush for the same. Complete all of these intricate details with a fine, thin brush. To make the process faster, complete it like this. And now it's time for us to sketch this. Well, we need a black sketch pen for this entire activity. All we have to do is start by redrawing all of these figures and make it nicely. Always remember that you need to only sketch it once the entire drawing is dried out. You cannot sketch it before that. Let's do the entire thing in a similar way. This looks brilliant. Finally, let's do the borderline with our scale and sketch pen. And look at that, our entire drawing is done.